So our focus today is SQL or structured query language. The method is something like this. We will move quick, and not only we will cover basic concepts, we will be taking up hands-on practical also. The level which we are going to cover today is that of a business analyst or an IT business analyst when it comes to SQL. We will be covering the SQL in something like 2 full sessions, or if required, one more half session. So this Sunday for 2 hours we are spending on SQL. During the week, I expect you practice a bit, and then we will move ahead with yet another set of concepts. So SQL is a standard programming language to communicate with databases. Rather, you utilize SQL to work with what are known as relational databases. You would have heard this word relational database management system, or an RDBMS. Relational databases are very popular with business applications. So if you have a banking application, if you have a application which is basically managing insurance records or records for telecom subscribers, it is necessary that at the back end for the database, they follow a database which has got a relational design. It could be from any company, could be from a standard company like Microsoft SQL Server or Oracle or IBM DB2, but the design will be relational. And within a database, what you do, you store data, you update data. Sometimes you retrieve data, you create new records, etc. So let's focus quickly what is an RDBMS system. An RDBMS system is a software. This software allows you to manage and maintain one or more databases within its system. And these databases follow what is known as a relational design. So we need to understand what is a relational design. In a relational design, data is kept in multiple tables. So say, for example, you may have I'm just taking a simple example of an employee management system, wherein you may have a department table where the department information is stored. You may have a employee table where employee information is stored. You may have a salary table where the salary for individual employees are stored. So, but then this department table, employee table, and salary table will be linked with each other via primary and foreign keys. Let us understand what are primary and foreign keys with an example, because this is the relational design. Only with the relational design, you will be able to appreciate this. See, there is this customer table. In the customer table, we have these three records and these three columns: customer ID, name, and email ID. As you may guess, that customer ID will be unique because we can't provide a duplicate customer ID. And not only it is unique, we will shortly learn that it is a primary key. So primary keys, basically a cell in a primary key will be unique and not null. So this is the customer table. One customer, say for example, John Doe, can make multiple orders. So the orders are being managed in the order table. So how are these two tables linked with each other? A customer ID, which is here, gets reflected here. So this one tells us that it is John Doe who has made this order ID 101. And number 2 tells that it is Jane Smith, which has basically made an order, which is order ID 102. In fact, in the customer ID column here, this column, we cannot have, for now, we cannot have any other customer ID except for 1, 2, or 3. Because you see, we do not have a customer ID 102 in the customer table. So this is what we call as the relational design. and this is what is we call as referential integrity. Referential integrity will be breached. Let us say if we add one more record here and wherein we provide say customer ID 102 or 103, because it will not make any sense because there is no such customer with customer ID 103. I hope this simple concept is clear to each of you. Just in case you have a doubt, just let me know, because it is this concept which will move us forward.
Yeah, I'm able to understand. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
One question from my side on this.
Please, please.
How to decide which can be counted as the primary key? What would be the criteria to decide that? Take a decision on this.
So, say for example, normally IDs, say for example, a student ID, a customer ID, these are kept as primary keys, because you may have a person with duplicate names. It doesn't make sense. So normally we create something like an employee ID, a customer ID, a department ID, a unique ID which will be assigned, which will not repeat. That is kept as a primary key. That is good
Okay.
design.
Okay.
Otherwise Oracle or SQL does not stop you to make name as a primary key. But then you may be you may be a bit restricted. Let us say if there are two persons with the same name, then you will have to basically follow John Doe 1 and John Doe 2 and John Doe 3 in your customer table. Then it also means that John Doe 2 and John Doe 3, whenever they will receive their, say for example, their merchandise which they have ordered, they will always feel irritated that why have they appended 2 and 3 ahead of my name?
Right. Got it.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
So we move ahead. Let us understand some basic concepts, because it is these concepts which will take us forward. So there is a relational database management system, a system like SQL, Microsoft SQL Server, a system like MySQL software, a system like Oracle, the legendary RDBMS the system. So this relational database management system will be installed on a what we call as a hardware device, and this hardware device is called as a database server. On this database server, we will have a typical OS or an operating system, and onto this operating system, RDBMS will be installed. Within this, now this RDBMS can handle one or more databases. So we have to create the database within the RDBMS. We can have one, we can have two, we can have 20. That doesn't stop it as. So what is a database? A database is a collection of organized data that can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. In SQL, databases are used to store data in tables. Just understand the concept that within a database, there will be several data, what we call as several database objects. A table is one such very important object. It is in this table that we are storing the information, something like this. So, say for example, if there is a system like Amazon e-commerce, maybe within a second in the order ID table, thousands and tens of thousands of orders are getting populated, or new records are getting inserted. Table. So tables are fundamental objects within a database. They consist of a row and column where each row represents a record. This is a record. One John Doe and John@example.com, for example, is the record. These are columns: customer ID, name, and email. Customer ID is what is known as the column header. These are the column headers. So this is how table design takes place. So fields, I have told you, columns. and records are rows. So we have columns and we have rows. So each row will basically tell you some detail. So say for example, in customer ID, we have 3 rows for now. There may be a customer table where are, you see, tens and thousands of customers. Have a look at this data table. We need to understand. So say for example, this table has got ID, name, age, email, join date, salary, something like is active, and department ID. So I will just explain these concepts again and then we will move forward. So say column, a vertical set of data in a table. So this is a column. Every column will have a column header. In fact, when you will work as a business analyst on a project, your application or your system may have something like, let us say if it is a big application and it is having some 500, 600 tables, even within these 500, 600 tables, there will be some 20, 30 tables, which will be quite important. So as a business analyst, you need to understand the table structure of those tables and what is the information which is getting into those tables. So coming back, column header. Every column will be provided a relevant column header. It should make sense. Row. A horizontal set of data in a row is a single record of entry. Record. So record is basically one row. Now let us focus on data types. Each of these column headers, for efficiency and for you see data integrity, we provide some data types. So say for example, if our design is such, we will restrict to that only numeric data be inserted in the ID. Whereas here in the name table, we may allow alphanumeric data. Again, in age data, let us say if we would like to handle the age in a manner that we would like to capture only years of age and not the months or anything beyond the decimal point, again we can provide an integer and also a positive integer, because you see, you know age cannot be negative. Here we can have a alphanumeric restriction. So we can have numbers, we can have, you see, alphabets. Date in itself is a data type. How dates are handled, because you see dates have got a certain format. For salary, we can have a currency, we can have, you see, number of points after the data type. Then there are something called as a Boolean data type, 0 or 1, true or false. So say for example, whether the customer is active or not. And then ID is again numeric. So please understand, a table will have rows, will have multiple columns. Columns have a column header, and the column header will have a data type. So all this is specified while we create the table. The table structure is basically prepared by the system analyst. But as a business analyst, you also need to be aware of the table structure of important tables in your application, and you also be aware of the data types. Okay. Now see this, and then we will move ahead with SQL. I will magnify it a bit. This is Finacle 10 cluster application. Okay, Finacle 10 cluster application. Now I think this is a good area. These are the edge devices or the end devices. So a bank teller or an individual like us will be basically interacting with the banking application. As we interact with the banking application, we will be we will be accessing the application via a front end or a browser or maybe a mobile app. Now, all the data which is being stored for our transactions is being kept in a database server, which is at the end. So let us say if I transfer money from my bank account, US dollar 1000 to someone else's bank account, all these records and all these transactions are being managed in this primary database server. There is also a backup. So let us not bother about the backup. So this is basically the DB server. Okay. Then this DB server, how do we do not interact directly with the database server. We have the browser. At the browser, we have the application. This application talks to the application server or the application which might be installed on a different hardware device. This application server talks to the database server. This is how the design is. And we are able to interact with or carry out our transactions utilizing this scheme or this design. So we need to have a secure login. We will have access to certain screens. And on these, via these screens, we are basically generating some reports, maybe updating our password, maybe carrying out some transactions. And under the hood and at the back, whatever you carry out through the screen, under the hood, it is these SQL queries which are going on. So this is how things proceed. Let us quickly understand how this is implemented, because implementation is something which you need to understand. And then we will move on to SQL. Everyone, please mute yourself. Just when you need to speak, you can unmute you. So mute and unmute is under your control. If you need to speak, just you unmute yourself. And so how do we implement a RDBMS server? This is the last concept which we will understand, and then we will move ahead with practicals. You see, an RDBMS server will be a piece of hardware which we need to purchase, or maybe if it is on cloud, we have to secure this hardware capability via a company like AWS or Microsoft Azure. So all the hardware requirements, CPU, RAM, storage, network, etc., this is the domain of the software architect. They will do this kind of hardware sizing. The RDBMS, which we are going to utilize for our application. Again, this is the design of the software architect and the software designer. But we need to be aware of the specs of the hardware. We need to be aware of the specs of what the RDBMS is. Then let us say if this hardware and the spec is something that we are using a Windows server. So we procure hardware, we install the Windows server or the operating system, we install the RDBMS on it. Then onto this RDBMS, we basically create databases, and now these databases are linked with our application server. The end users will be utilizing their edge devices, say for example, a mobile app or a browser-based screen, and then they will be interacting with the application, and the application will in turn interact with the database. So this is how things happen. If you, let us say, if you would like to, from a banking application, if you would like to take out the transactions which you have carried out in last 30 days, it is a report which you are seeking from the database. Say, for example, if you are updating your password, it is the update statement. The earlier one was the select statement. So these are some queries which we are now going to learn. So let us now move to the Word file, and it is from there we move ahead. we will move ahead with learning practical SQL. Up to this point,
Vijay,
yeah,
I have a couple of questions.
please tell me.
Some of the keywords that I have heard of a number of times, but maybe I would like to understand their
Okay, tell
significance.
me,
So
tell
one
me.
is the load balancer that we were having a look at in the previous slide.
Mhm.
And the other one was the integrity check that is on the subsequent slide while you were presenting.
So you load balancer?
Yes. What is this and what's the significance of this particular term?
A load balancer is, so see here, there may be more thousands of users who may be accessing your application. So if you can see here, there are two HTTP servers. HTTP servers are typically utilized to download, you see, information or to download files which are not so sensitive. So so load balancer will balance the load, whether they direct you to this server or this server. So whichever server will have a lesser load, it will direct you there. Again, there is a load balancer here, which is directing you here and there. Yeah.
But is this something that is decided or designed when the architecture of the system is, the blueprint of architecture is prepared? Is this something
Of course,
taken a
of course,
decision then?
of course.
Okay. Okay. And the other one was the integrity check. Can you move to the next slide, please? That
Next
is
slide,
where
this one. I will share this slide with you also. So you need not worry. But where is the integrity check?
I think it was the
So
subsequent
you
one,
see,
point number
integrity is
5.
so point number 5. Let me check. What is the integrity check?
6, sorry. Second bullet in 6 point. Database integrity check.
Schedule. Set up maintenance plans for tasks such as database integrity checks. And so you see, all this is a domain of the database administrator. Database administrator has to ensure that the maintenance is in place. And database integrity means, you see, please understand, I will give you a simple example. Say, if I transfer money from my account to your account, my account should get debited and your account should get credited. Just in case the my account gets debited and this money doesn't get credited into your account, the database, the records in the database have lost integrity. This is all this is kept via, you see, backups, via logs. So all these are internal database related concepts in the domain of database administrator, that the data which is present in the database is
Vijay, I think Samir is trying to join the class. Can you let him in?
okay, sure, for sure. Let me see. I can't find him here.
Yeah, he says that he got disconnected and he's trying to
Okay,
join.
not an issue. Ask, can you WhatsApp him that he tries again?
I can see if
Because
I have the rights, I can let him in.
yeah,
Can I?
if you have the rights, you can let him in, no problem.
I just
I
hit
don't have
admit.
the rights, I guess.
People, okay, they must be here. I
I
have three
allowed
people.
him. I
If you have
allowed
allowed
him,
him,
but he
welcome.
is not. Yeah, no, he's not a part of attendance, but I allowed him. I had the
Okay,
right, so I allowed him.
I am admitting him again. Okay,
Yeah, he's in.
okay, cool. So there is something what is in RDBMS, what is known as referential integrity. So I have told you the example for the referential integrity. So all this is basically domain of a database administrator who will see.
Okay.
Okay, so now we move ahead and we move with these SQL nodes, and I will follow these SQL nodes, and as we will follow the same, we will be able to learn SQL concepts. So a quick repetition. SQL stands for structured query language. It is a standard programming language to work with data stored in a relational database management system. So when we say it is a standard programming language, this is a ISO standard and this is ANSI standard. And this means any RDBMS in the world will utilize SQL, because if any company is preparing an RDBMS system and if it is not following SQL, no one will purchase that system. Various companies have created proprietary extension of SQL. So SQL will have a core and some proprietary extensions. So say, for example, proprietary extension from Oracle is called PLSQL, and from Microsoft it is called as Transact SQL. The commands which we will carry out here are commands mostly from the core SQL area. So whichever RDBMS is being utilized in your application, it will work. So, and more so since we are using the Oracle database management system, for sure, for Oracle, they are going to work. So I'm talking about the SQL command. Concepts are equally applicable to all the database management systems. Let us learn some basic terms. We have already understood what a database is. A database manages information for our application. In fact, our application may have data stored in one or more databases. In fact, even across more than one RDBMS system, that doesn't matter. That depends on design. And a database comprises of database objects. The one significant database object is a table. We have seen how the table design is. We will see some other database objects as well. Then form. Form is an old Oracle word. Form typically is basically the user interface which allows you to submit something into the data, or basically interact with the data, submit your information. Report. Report is again, you see, old Oracle terminology. A report means an output which when you do a query, then output which comes back to you. Table we have already discussed. Table has got columns. Every column has got a column header. Column has got a data type, and individual records are managed across rows. And in an RDBMS, these tables follow what is known as the relational design. In relational designs, many tables are related with each other via primary and foreign keys. Now, this is this acronym CRUD: create, read, update, and delete. Now, let us start with understanding the SQL syntax, because our focus today is twofold. We need to understand the SQL syntax, and we also need to understand the concepts, because as a business analyst, there will be times where you will have to work on SQL prompt. There may be some other projects where you may not be working on the SQL prompt, but of course you have to discuss all these concepts and understand these concepts yourself so that you are able to get into a meaningful conversation and a meaningful dialogue with other team members. So coming back, see this quick. I am purchase hardware, install Windows Server, install SQL Server, create basically create a database, and once the database is created, we have to create. So when we create a database, it is something like a command like a create database name. I have not mentioned this command because the Oracle instance which we are using here, while we basically log on to the system, Oracle is by itself is creating a database for us. This is how they have designed. But in a regular application, after the RDBMS is installed, the database administrator will run a create database command. And all these table names, database names, all these will be mentioned in your program, the application program. Only then the application can connect with the database server and connect with the database and the tables. So one such object which is going to hold information is the table. Now let us understand the basic command, which is the create command, which allows us to create objects in the database. So this is this command to create a table. Create table DEPT. Now this is a proper noun. I could even have written department. It does not matter. Then these are the columns, department number, D name. Again, these are proper nouns, and LOC for location. Now, every column has got a data type. Data type basically allows us for data integrity and data efficiency. So say, for example, if we have mentioned a number 2, 0, it means that maximum value for this department number could be 99. It can hold values from 1 to 99, and beyond the decimal point, it will not hold any value. D name, varchar 2. Varchar 2 is a data type which basically allows you variable character. And here D name will be up to 14 characters. Beyond the 14 character, it will not allow. Location, varchar 2, 13 characters. Beyond 13, it will not allow. Then here is this constraint, pk underscore dpt, primary key on the column department number. This is the column. pk underscore dpt is basically a primary proper noun. I could have given any other name, but I have given this name pk here because you will be able to guess that this is a primary key as you see the constraint. Constraints ensure data integrity in the database. And what is this constraint? Primary key. We will be learning all these constraints as well. But here you understand the concept. So explanation, DEPT is the table name, which is here. DEPT, NO, DNAME, and LOC are names of the columns. PK underscore DPT is the primary key. So primary, there could be only one primary key in the table, which is unique and not null. Not null means we cannot hold a null value.
Whichever one
Whenever
question, please. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
please.
sorry to interrupt.
Please tell me.
Yeah, thank
Please
you.
tell me. Please tell me.
Yeah. I just wanted to understand why we have varchar 2. I understand the data type should be varchar, but the number 2, what does that
No, no.
signifies?
Do you differentiate between a varchar data type and a varchar 2 data type?
That's what the question is about. Why we need 2 ahead of a varchar?
No, no. Varchar was an old data type used in RDBMS Oracle. Varchar as a data type was not so efficient in basically handling memory. So
Okay.
varchar 2 is much better. Varchar 2 ensures that, let us say if I have a DNAME which is only of 3 digits, so it will consume memory only for those three digits or 3 bytes. Whereas varchar, if we have provided a varchar data type here, it would have consumed all these 14 bytes.
Okay.
This is the difference between varchar and varchar 2.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Actually, you see, SQL or Oracle is also like a journey which you are starting today. And as you dig deeper with some kind of interest, there are layers after layers. My mm, uh, focus is that in an efficient manner, you understand things and you are able to carry out things as we expect from a business analyst. And from this point onwards, you can always, you see, as you progress in your career, you can keep on progressing your knowledge also. Okay. So now everyone, please log on to Oracle SQL as I do now.
Vijay, I have a question here.
Please, please.
So you mentioned that in a normal circumstance, a database admin will create database after the RDBS system is set
Is
up
installed.
initially.
Yes, yes.
So, and then after that, various tables are created.
Yes.
So, what is the structure of the database before any tables are created? So, when you say a database is created, by a database admin after RDBS system is set up. So before any of the tables are created, how does the database look like?
I'll show you. Just you log on. What I will do, just you log on to Oracle Live SQL. I think you can see my screen. I am doing a log on here. Session is okay. Session protection, what they call, okay. I do a sign in again. What we need to do, Oracle 19C, start coding. Oh, we are using classic SQL. Session. Let me check if there's not any of you who's calling. Everyone, please log on to Oracle Live SQL. Okay. Are you guys here? SQL worksheet. I can help you. You can make yourself the presenter if you need my help, and then I'll answer your question. I'm ready with the answer, but I would like.
Where do we see this SQL worksheet? Like I have into a live SQL, then I
So you
click
make
on the classic
no,
one.
you make no, you make yourself the presenter, and then I'll help you.
Sure, sir.
So you click on. I'll tell you. Learn and share SQL. Running Oracle Database 19C. Yeah. Can you click here?
No, it's inactive for me.
So just you click on sign in. Don't try Live SQL version 2. Do a sign in now. Don't worry, sign in again.
Yeah, I got it.
Otherwise, just you remove all this memory and then try to do a sign in. Or from some other, your username and password is there. You do it from some other. Click on start coding. What happens? Sign in again. Yes. Just you clear the browser history or do a sign in from some other browser.
Okay. Let me close the browsers. Let me do this one more time.
Yeah.
Okay, then I should close this. I'll better go back and open new.
Let's say if you are on Chrome, try doing it from Edge if you have multiple browsers, or just what you do. Yeah, click here. Do a sign in.
Give me a second, sir.
You can reset the password. Rahul, are you on the SQL area?
Yeah,
SQL worksheet, okay.
yes, I have logged in via Edge, and I
Okay.
hit the start coding button when the interface appeared. That's
So,
what I was supposed to, right?
okay. I share my screen. This is where you should be because share.
Or if I can share mine, and if that helps.
No,
Yeah,
you can see my
that
screen.
is, yes,
You
yes,
can see my
exactly.
screen. Yeah.
Yes,
SQL
yes,
worksheet, my session.
yes,
So now you
yes, yes.
see, someone was asking, Samir, it is you who have asked, or Ahmad, you have asked
Regards to what?
regarding the how the system, when we have created a database, when we have installed the RDBMS, how what is the view which we are going to get?
Yes, Vijay, that was me. So basically, I wanted to know before we create any tables, how the database structure looks like.
Before you create any tables, there is something that for a given database, there is a word which we call as schema. So every database will have a schema. Now this schema will have tables and other database objects. So you can see this is how your schema will look like. I have clicked here, my schema. Nothing, you have no database objects. You can create objects by entering SQL create statements in the SQL worksheet, or using the create object wizard, or uploading the script from your device.
So in terms of terminology, how's object different from a table?
There are more than several objects in a database. One such object which has been introduced to you now is a table. There are other objects like, say, for example, a view, a sequence, a index, and many more. So as we will proceed in the lesson, you will learn about several more database objects.
Okay, so a table is just one of the objects.
One of the objects, and a very important object because it is holding all the information.
So the basic schema, how does the basic schema look like?
I am sharing with you the schema at the moment. As you see, this is here. Sorry, not this. We were on. This is here. So this is blank. You have no database objects. For now, it is nothing. When we will create database objects, then schema will get populated. Can you see this? Is my screen visible to you?
Yeah, it is for me.
Yes, I can also see.
Yeah. So this is, for now, it is blank. Whenever you have time, you can explore some read-only schemas, sample schemas. A schema is a collection of database objects. Every database will have a database schema. A schema is a word which is utilized in Oracle and maybe in other RDBMS also. And as we will create database objects, they will get populated and they will get reflected in the schema. We have,
Uh,
you see, yeah, tell me.
there at the bottom of that page, it's there is a link for sample schemas.
So you can, when you have time, you can go through sample schemas.
Okay,
I am
thank you.
I am creating the schema now.
Okay,
As we
got it.
create, it will get reflected here.
Got it.
So we need to come to the SQL worksheet here. There are these three things. I will repeat again. Uploading a script from your device. You see, your application might have, you see, some 100 configuration tables. Overall, there can be 600 tables. So generally, we do not run one create command or two create commands at a time. I am running these commands here so that you can understand the structure. Otherwise, we may be running scripts. Or if there are some smaller changes, we run commands from the worksheet, which we will do now. Create object wizard, which looks fancy, which is like a you see GUI to create the objects. For those who are new to SQL, it may look attractive to them, but ultimately it is something which no one uses. So it provides you a GUI, just you enter things, column name, data type, etc., etc. Using something like this. Whether you would like to create a table, whether you would like to create a view, a PL/SQL procedure, etc., etc. So you can see these are the objects. So let's quickly come to the SQL worksheet. On the worksheet, when you will have time during the week, you can type these commands, but for now I am just doing a copy and paste so that we are efficient on time. I have already explained you the syntax of this command. Ideally, we should have a colon here. This is the SQL syntax. But since there is only one command, Oracle processes it in a manner that even if I do not mention a colon here, it assumes that the command is now over. I click on run. You can see table created. You are seeing it here. And now if I check my schema has got this object, a table named DEPT. And if I check primary and subordinate object, there is an index also PK_DEPT. Whenever we introduce a primary key constraint on a table, an index is also created. Everyone please complete this command and then we will move ahead.
Vijay, I just want to share my screen because my screen and your screen is a bit different. Don't know the reason why. I'm on this screen.
Let me check. So as I've told you, you have to be on Oracle Classic, which is not version 2. What you do, return to SQL Classic. Click on return to SQL Classic. Learn and share.
It's not active for me, Learn and Share.
You click on start coding. Or you click on sign in.
Yeah, already I'm signed in, but I don't know why it's asking me to again sign in. I'm already signed in here.
Or you just do a sign out and do a sign in again.
I changed the browser, but still.
No, don't worry. Click on learn and share SQL. Do you have a
Learn and Share is
no,
always inactive for me.
always inactive?
Yeah.
No problem. Do a sign in. Do a sign in. What I suggest you basically clear all your browser history.
Okay.
Do a Control H, clear all the browser history and do a sign in again.
So we are using Classic and we are not using version 2, correct?
Yes, we are using Classic at the moment.
Okay.
All time.
Yeah, Vijay, I've created the table.
Okay, cool. Now you can check the table in the schema also.
Yes, it's showing.
Okay, I click on Learn and Share and I'm here.
No, you just click on return to SQL Classic. Top right. Live SQL Classic. Yeah, here.
Okay.
Click on start coding. Yeah, so now you are here, SQL worksheet. Top right, top left, if you click, you can see the menu. So you can, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Ashish has also joined, so what I will do, I'll send him the file.
No, I want to go back to them. Mama, okay, and go to that bathroom. No, or to the bathroom.
Everyone, please mute yourself.
Vijay, can I share my screen just to see
Yeah,
if I'm going right? Because I'm not
yeah.
getting the result that you have. Yes, you
Okay, okay. You can share your screen.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah. No, there is an extra comma after LOC. Can you compare it with the document which is provided?
Yeah, I'm referring to the section 5 in the document. Yeah, this is something I was just trying to correct myself. This is all it should be.
No. There is then there is a constraint, and then the command will close.
Want me to remove this, the fifth line?
Not the fifth. You see, you need to follow the syntax. The Oracle can only process the syntax. Yeah, you have added. Now your command is full. Now you can do the run.
I think I'm missing on the colons, right?
Colon is not compulsory for one. Just you click on run now.
Oh, it's not.
Run is on the top right, towards the top right. Table created. So
Okay.
you see, you can always practice. For now, you just understand the syntax. How you
Okay.
see things are provided. Okay, so for now, everyone has created one object in the schema. What we will do, we will create one more object.
Okay.
Now, first one was the department table, DEPT. Now we are creating a employee table named EMP. I am sharing my screen. Now we are creating a table EMP, which is this. Create table EMP. Employee number 4,0. 4 means our employee number can have a maximum value of 9, 9, 9, and 9. E-name, varchar 2 and up to 10. This 10 may be lesser, but for now you just understand. Because even my name Vijay Shekhar Shukla can't be contained in this 10. Job, varchar 2, 9. Manager, number 4,0. So basically manager will have the same ID as the employee number. Hire date, date. Salary, number 7,2. So up to 7 digits and 2 digits after the decimal point. Commission 7,2 up to 7 digits and 2 digits after the decimal point. Department number 2,0. That means only up to 99. Constraint PK underscore EMP primary key on employee number. So employee number will be unique and it has to be not null. Constraint. Now you know about the primary key constraint. There is yet another constraint, foreign key constraint. Foreign key constraint is, this is the proper noun, fk underscore deptno. Foreign key deptno references, so foreign key on the deptno column, this column. And it will reference the department table, department number column. So only values which are available in the DEPT table department number column can be populated here in the employee table. Simple. If we, let us say, if we have only department numbers 1, 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 5 in the department table, in the employee table, we can't have any other number except 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the integrity which we are enforcing here via a foreign key constraint. So again, this is one of the many constraints which is there in a RD relational design, a primary key constraint and a foreign key constraint. Let's run this quick. So we go to SQL worksheet. I do a clear. I do a copy and paste so that it is quick. I am adding a colon. Even if I would not have added a colon, it does not matter much, because since it is only a single command, Oracle will infer that this is fine. You can do a sanity check. Sometimes even with a copy and paste, something can happen. Table created. In the schema, now we have two tables. We focus on the primary objects, two tables, a DPT table and the EMP table. For now, what we are doing, we are creating objects in our database. This is generally job of a database administrator. He will manage and maintain the database tables. But you need to understand, think of an individual who is registering for some application. This application will have a user ID table. So unless there is a user ID table present, no one can register as a user from the front end or from the end screen. So we prepare the database tables. Now these database tables will hold information. And all these commands, I will take you there. These are what are known as data definition language commands. So data definition language commands are create, alter, and drop. As we move forward, we will learn alter and drop commands also. Alter is simple. Let us say we would like to add a new column in the table. We will use the alter command. Let us say we would like to drop a column in the table. We will use the drop command. In fact, we can drop the whole table altogether if we do not need it. Coming back to the SQL syntax. So this is the foreign key constraint. Now we move on to insert statement. Insert statement is utilized to insert records in a table. When
Vijay, do you want us to create the second table now or later?
Yes, you can create it now.
Okay, so I'm trying to create that, but before I hit run, I just wanted to know how you did the sanity check. I missed that part.
I just, you see, I did the sanity check with my, you see, eye.
What is that?
That means, you see, that means, let us say, if you can see my screen, let us say if this comma is missing.
Can I ask another question here? Like what does it mean by sanity check?
Sanity check is just basically having a look at the command that it is all fine. Nothing else.
Okay.
Sometimes you see as we will move forward, we will see that sometimes even with a copy and paste, some unwanted characters come up because which Oracle does not recognize. And while you will write, you see, if you are to type this command, you will see the kind of errors which may happen because you are new to this programming language. Yeah, so please create this table. Shall I move ahead with the insert statement? my screen. SQL worksheet.
If we want to verify the table which is created, or have a view the table of the created before we proceed with inserting the data, can we have a look at that?
Yeah, you can click on a schema.
Okay.
You can see my screen where my cursor is. This
Yes,
is
I
a
got it.
schema. So on a schema, your table will be shown.
Yeah, but I can have a look at that. Like it just shows that it is created, but how does it? How is it created? The columns and the rows. Can I have a verify that, or can I have a view them?
Just you proceed while we will have some data.
Then
And
it will
while we
populate.
will, yeah, then we will do a select statement, and then all the details will be shown to you.
I got it. I was just assuming that we may be able to see it much before we put the data.
Yeah. For now, you see there is a describe statement, but for some reason this Oracle Online statement doesn't run that statement. There is a describe table statement which is generally available on full-fledged Oracle versions, enterprise versions. So, but I have tried, that doesn't run here. So just you wait until we insert some records and then you can see. Okay, now we move ahead with the insert statement. So where does insert statement lie in our hierarchy? Insert statement is part of what is known as the data manipulation language. So insert adds a new data to a table. So this is how records are getting populated. So if you register yourself to a web portal, as you provide your information, as you provide your username and password and other things, insert statement will run behind the user interface and over the network. So let us understand the syntax of the insert statement. Insert into table name, the table which we have earlier created, and then the name of columns in the order you would like to insert the data, then values, and then here you see for number, data type as number, these quotes are not there. For data type as varchar, these quotes are utilized. So this is how we insert the data. Insert into table, within bracket the name of columns, values, and in the same order the value which you would like to insert. See here. I do a copy and paste now. I take you to the Oracle worksheet, SQL worksheet, do a clear. Run. One row inserted. Everyone please insert this row, then we will discuss further. Then there is yet another method that you just insert into the table name values and you provide the values in exactly the same order in which you have created the table. This statement is going to fail. I will explain why it is failing. I am doing a run. It is saying Oracle integrity constraint has been violated, parent key not found. Parent key and parent-child relationship is basically the foreign key, primary key, and the foreign key. This is the culprit, number 30. Number 30 is the culprit because you see in the department table, we have only department number as number 10 for now. Whereas in the employee table, we are trying to insert department number as 30. Since there is no department by the department number 30, and we have enforced the foreign key and the primary key relationship, so it is not allowing us to insert this data in the database. Say if I change this to 10, this value, it will immediately accept. See, I am changing this to 10. And I do a run. One row inserted. Everyone, please catch up to this point. Recording is on, so that is also important. Rahul, are you with me?
Yes, I'm following.
Okay. So everyone, please give me a thumbs up or any positive reaction so that I'm reassured that all of you are in the session. Okay, thank you, Ashish. Thank you, Ahmad. Or Samir. Thank you, Rahul.
Vijay, what is, when you insert into employee value, what is 7499? What does it refer to 7499? Is the employee ID?
So you see here, 7499. Okay.
Yes.
We come back to the create table statement. In the create table statement, the first one is employee number.
Employee number. Okay.
Yeah, so it is in the same order.
Employee number, employee name, employee. Okay.
It is in the same order.
I got it.
So we have to follow the order. And see 30 is the department number. This one, last value. And there it gave an error because for now we have only one department number inserted, which was 10. And in fact, there are these two methods through which you can do an insert statement, either through this method, mention the column, and accordingly mention the value, or just like this.
Okay.
Then you have to follow the order in which the create table command was utilized while you have created the table. Okay, now I will show you two simple commands, but they are very useful. See here.
Vijay, I've changed that 30 to 10, but I'm still getting that invalid statement error.
Must be some other error. So this is
Okay,
invalid statement error. So error might be somewhere else. You basically share your screen, then I will investigate and tell you where could be the error.
Yeah, sure.
So it is not, you see, it is not integrity constraint violated. It is saying invalid statement. So invalid statement means some fault has happened somewhere.
Can you see my screen?
Okay. Let me check. So value. So you see, as I can say values, so you have not insert into table name, values, and the full value. Check the syntax in the Word document. So a syntax has to be followed. You have missed on insert into table name values. See the top line on the page you have missed. Yeah. Run. So we have to basically focus on the syntax. Okay, moving ahead. So far, we have inserted a record in the DEPT table and yet another record in the EMP table. Now, and I need to present. So far, we have inserted a record in the DPT table and also in the EMP table. So how do we check what is in my tables? So for that, there is this command select star. This is a very popular command. So I'm working on a different keyboard. Let me check where is the star. So for some reason, I have to move from my desktop to this laptop. Select star from EMP. Powerful command. And this time you see I have not done the clear. What I will do, I will just select this command and click on run. As I do this, only this command will be run. See here. So this is my content in the EMP table. Similarly, if I write select star from DEPT, this is my content in the why this error has come, unique constraint has been violated, because you see this time I haven't selected this only. So the Oracle is trying to run this command and then it is also trying to run the second command. As it is trying to run the first command, it is not allowing me to create the command because I have already created an employee with EMP-NO as 7499, which you can see here. If I do EMP and do colon and do a run, you can see 7499 is here. So what I am doing, these two commands will run one after another. There is no problem in running these two commands one after another. Command not properly ended. Why so?
So you do not put yes.
Yeah. So now it is correct. So I select these two. As I select these two, the top command which I have not cleared is fine, and I do a run. So select star from EMP, select star from DEPT. This is a simple command which returns all the rows which are present in a given table. So you need to be, for your application, you need to be aware of the table name. As you have access to the SQL prompt, if you run this command, you will be able to see data which is available in that particular table. There is one more very important command. I will do a clear here and then I'll tell you. I'll do a clear. Select. This is this one is also very important. Select count star from EMP. And I am putting a colon because I am running two commands one after another. Select count star from. So it will provide you the count of the number of rows. So if I run these two, you can see count 1 and count 1. So for now, if we come back to here, we have touched upon, or we are working upon, data manipulation language commands, or what are known as DML commands, select and insert. We will do some more work. We have also utilized a data definition language command, which is create. Select is retrieving data from which is available from within the database. Insert is inserting new rows in the database. I hope now you all of you are working on software applications on the job or in the day-to-day life. Now you can appreciate how these commands execute behind the user interface. So,
Vijay, I just need your help. I'm
yeah,
sharing my screen. I'm still stuck with the command.
sure.
I'm just still stuck here. I'm unable to get this. I'm not sure what is wrong.
Okay. One at a time. What you do, you clear everything first. Do a clear. Then you write select star from DEPT. Star. So there will be a gap. You see, SQL, the earlier name of SQL was SQL, SEQUEL, Structured English Query Language. So just like English, you see, after every word we will have a space. So just you, so after from table name DEPT, and then you do a run. You could have provided a colon also, that is fine, but since it is only one command, no data found. So two things I will tell you. Two things. Do not do a clear now. I am telling you two things. One is that DEPT table has been created. Only thing is there is no data which has been inserted here. Now you need to insert data using the insert command. And so what you do, you just open the notes. It will basically accelerate everything. Now you go to the DEPT table first. Even earlier.
This is the one.
Right. This one, insert into DEPT. Yes. You insert, copy this and copy and paste. Now see, insert into DEPT, values 10, and you can see for varchar or varchar2, there are these quotes around accounting and New York. Whereas for data type, integer or number, quotes are not there. I hope you can appreciate this. Now you can do a run. One row inserted. Now you can again write select star from DEPT. Colon. And then select. Now you need to select this statement because you see earlier statement will be rerun and then it will provide you an error.
Oh, what do you mean by select? Okay.
Delete this. Select means now please understand, if you insert into department table again, that number 10 has already been inserted. Number 1. Number 2, then there are two commands. If there are more than one command to be run one after another, then we have to provide the colon after the first command.
Here, right?
Yeah, you can provide the colon. Again, there will be an error. You run and I'll tell you why the error will come. Just do a run. This time error will be different. Unique constraint has been violated because you are trying to insert department number as 10 again.
Okay.
You have already inserted 10 earlier. However, for the second command, it has returned you the detail 10, accounting and New York. Okay, so you have created a table. Within the table, you have inserted one record. Now you can insert other records. This is yet another method. You insert this also.
Okay,
Select
Vijay,
this command.
Vijay, can you give me a couple minutes to catch up to the class?
Sure. Please tell me.
I just want to run those two commands. Just give me a minute to catch up to the class.
You are on the screen or who else? Actually, both of you are AM, so I get confused. It is still some time that I differentiate between the two voices.
Okay, this is me, Samir, but that's Ahmad. But I think I already changed my name to Samir. Do you still see AM?
Yeah, it is still same.
Okay,
so what you
maybe
do?
Yeah. Maybe next time you log in, it will show you SM. Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't matter. You see, please understand.
Yeah.
If you are to run 2 commands, then what you need to do, you have to select more than one command, then you have to select one at a time. Or you can clear the screen and just run the command.
Okay.
You select the second one, and just run. See what happens. Unique constraint violated. Why? It seems you have already inserted this command. This command has already been run earlier. Do a clear.
Okay.
Or just write in the next, don't do a, just write select a star from. Select a star from
cleared.
EMP. Yeah, no problem. Select a star from EMP. Do a run.
Yeah.
So this data is already there. That is why second time it was giving an error.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah. So Ahmad, tell me, how may I help you?
Yeah, I'm just running those commands. If I run into an error, I'll let you know.
Okay. So we move ahead. Rahul, do you need any assistance from my side, or are you through?
Good so far, Vijay.
Cool. So I make myself the presenter and move ahead. Now what we need to do, since we have already inserted 2 rows, now very quickly, I will ask each of you to insert all these rows in your tables. Right up to page number, up to this point, that is page number 11. You have to remove some extra lines if they are there, or you can run one command after another. For economy of time, what I will do, I will copy all this like this. What I am doing, I am populating the table. Control C. We go to here. I again run this count so that you know that this count is 1 in both the tables. I do a clear. I am doing a copy and paste. But this is not enough because I have to remove so many superfluous lines. So insert into department. Now after this, I have to put a colon. I will remove in the above statement. Delete. Insert into DEPT values. Colon. Another colon. I remove the superfluous E. Oracle will not recognize this. Then this colon. Rahul, are you also inserting all these records just as I am doing it?
Doing, but I'm getting error. Struck on the very first line from the document. I tried. Do you want me to share my screen?
I will just look at my screen of what I am doing right now. My screen is visible to you.
Yes, I can see that.
See what I am doing. I have copied and pasted all the records, but since I will be running more than one record at a time, so I am just adding the colon after every SQL statement, and I am also removing any comments or anything which is just provided as part of explanation in the document. I could have basically selected one statement after another. Okay. These are my commands I will see. Hopefully Oracle will take care of all these blank lines, so I do not worry much. I know there will be only one error somewhere because of the unique constraint getting violated. Everything else will go through. Why this is our.
No, Vijay, I think I'm missing something.
I will
Because we're not
help
getting
you.
the same result.
I will help you. First, let me. No. Why? Okay, run. You can see here now. I have run the command. One row inserted, one row inserted. Only at one row, unique as instead because we have inserted this row earlier, and all these rows have been inserted. So now, Rahul, you can make yourself the presenter, and I can check how you are carrying out the things.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, you can share your screen.
You see this?
Yes. So what is this? Insert into.
Oh, sorry.
You can clear everything. Right, select star from DEPT. Select.
You want me to try from the insert statement?
No.
Right.
I need to investigate first what is already available in the table.
Okay.
Select star from DEPT. Colon, and then do a run. So you see, this is this record which is available in DEPT. Now do select star from EMP. Colon, and do a run. What is there in the EMP table? Cool. Now you run whatever you wish to execute. You can clear this.
Just copying and pasting the section from the insert statement.
Yes. Do that.
Of the document, and I'm just using the first two commands. This one.
But check the output in the lower screen. I think 10 is already being inserted. That is why you are getting an error. Show me the output for in the lower screen, which we have seen. Select a star from DEPT. So you see department number 10 is already there. Now if you try to insert 10 again, it will give you an error.
Okay.
For some reason, if you do 11, it will accept. So it is not much logical because you see department name is same, which is also not a good thing.
So I can remove 10 from here?
No. You see this record has already been inserted. So why insert this record again?
Okay. All right.
So insert those records which have not been inserted.
Okay, I can try from this one. I think this is also something we have done. Okay, let me start from here.
I couldn't get you what you are saying.
No, I'm referring to the document, the record that are there in document, which we have already created in the employee table as well. Maybe I can start from here. And
Yeah,
let
yeah.
me
So,
clear this portion.
so whatever has been already inserted, don't insert that again. Move ahead. And so one row inserted. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you
okay.
can keep on inserting the record.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So everyone, I give you 2-3 minutes that you insert all the records, and then we will move ahead. Because without the data, you will not be able to investigate anything. So after every
Vijay, you see, I'm sorry to interrupt. Now this again is an error here.
So
Is it
please see
because
now.
I'm
Please
using this
understand.
again?
Yeah, yeah. You see, after every if you are running more than one command in one go, then you have to provide a colon. This time the error is different. You are trying to run two commands, but Oracle is not able to identify where the first command has ended. Now you run, it will work. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Since it is only one command, it is not bothered whether you have put a colon after when the command has ended.
If
Yeah.
let me try this way. I'm using colon this time. And I
Yeah,
need to
you
place a colon here also. Correct? Am I
okay,
right on
okay.
this now?
Yes, yes, you are right. Do it will give you an error for the first one. Now you know why that error has come up.
I can understand, but Vijay, this statement doesn't communicate what the error is and why is it.
No, 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 you see, it is saying unique constraint violated. What is the unique constraint? You have already inserted department number as 30 earlier. Now you are trying to insert that again and again.
Okay. Okay.
This
Okay.
time, if you
Got it.
try to run this command, this time there will be two errors, not one. Click on run again.
Okay. Got it.
Because you see, you have already inserted department number as 40 earlier. Now the table is not accepting because we have created a primary key constraint. The table is not accepting duplicate values for the DPTNO column. Same values. Yeah.
Makes sense. Thank
So
you so much.
everyone, please complete this, and I give you 2-3 minutes, and then we move ahead. In the
Please stop sharing
meanwhile,
now.
pardon me. You can stop sharing. No problem. In the meanwhile, you can also have a glass of water, cup of tea, if you have already done what is being covered. Yeah. Yeah, everyone please report your progress and then we move ahead. All what you need to do, you need to basically do a select count star from table name, just like this. I do a clear and I write select count star from see now the count is little better 14 and 4. EMP 14 rows and DEPT 4 rows. With this, we move to the select statement. Select statement, as we have learned, is part of the data manipulation language statements. We have already learned two select statements. Select star from EMP and select count star. I will say. Select count star will return the number of rows in the table. And select star from table name will return all the data which is available in the given table. So count is 14 here, and this is what is available in the table. So coming back to our worksheet, we have learned these two commands. Select star from table name and select count star from the table name. Now what we do, we learn the order by clause. So we can do a ordering in the select statement, which is something like this. See here, Allen, King, Clark, Blake. It is provided in some, it is at least employee name is not sorted. So what we do, I do a clear and I write SQL worksheet. Select star from EMP. Now I put an order by name. It could have been any other column. And I do a colon. Now you can see the output. Adams, Allen, Blake, Clark. So it is in the alphabetical order starting with A. So there are these two things. If I write ASC, which is ascending, the result will exactly be the same. Adam, Allen, Black. For some reason, if I want it in the reverse order, so then I have to write DESC, descending. So if you need to remember this syntax. If I do, you can see salesman, clerk. No, not here. Ward, Turner, Smith, Scott, Miller, Martin, King, Jones, James. So in that order. And why only say you can see 7369, 7499, 7521 and in that order. So here is this select star from table name along with the order by clause. You can run the order by clause. And then there are these order by ASC and order by DESC. There is yet another clause, which is where clause. I will stop after the where clause and I'll give you time. Select star from EMP, where EMP NO, which is the name of the column, is equal to 778. What is the record in 7782? 7782 is clerk, manager, and all these details. So, where EMP NO. So this is the where clause is equal to, let's say, 7782. You can see. So this is the where clause. So we know select star from table name, select star from table name along with the order by and along with the where clause. One more command and then I'll give you time. Say and why only EMPNO, you can search by name also. But while you search by name, the name is the varchar2. For varchar2 data type, there has to be quotes. So clear. I do and you can see this record has come up. So this is the where clause. Along with the where clause, there are these and or operators, where ename is equal to James or ename is equal to Scott. Let's see. For some reason this is not looking good to me. Can't do much. Clear? Oh, I could see these are not good. Run. So why James has not returned? Because you see, it is case sensitive. If I write JAMES, you can see these two have come up. So this is the where clause with the or operator. We can even have the where clause with the and operator. Yeah, someone was speaking. Please speak.
Yes, Vijay. Vijay, this SQL query or this table schema, are they case sensitive? Like,
You see, you are talking about the data which is present in the database table.
yes. No, just now what you had a case sensitive issue, right? The James
Yes,
was not
yes.
in caps and you could not get the data. So in
Yes.
that case, like as a when I want to retrieve some data, okay, and I'm not sure like some are in caps or not in caps. So how can I make sure that I get the whole everything, all data?
You see, this configuration is managed by the database administrator, whether the case sensitivity has to be there or not.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends how you would like to enforce it. So out here in this instance where we have a lesser control, where we do not do the backend thing. So here it is case sensitive, but there could be areas where this case sensitivity is not enforced. So whether
Okay.
you enforce it or not is the database administrator's question.
Okay. So like he's the right person. We need to check whether the data is in case sensitive or not. Like if I am trying to retrieve some data.
You see, then what you need to do, you need to then you need to investigate the data inside the table.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Any other question? Okay, so we are moving ahead. Between operator. What is the between operator? Select a star from table name, which is EMP here, where EMP NO between 7,000 and 8,000. So please remember, both 7,000 and 8,000 will be included. Something like this. Clear. And we can also write order by EMP. All this has come up in an order. And let's say if I write 7499. See, 7499 is included. Say if I write 7369. Seven 369 is also included. So both the endpoints are included. So this is the between operator. Then there is a like operator. Like operator is something like this, just as we use the like operator in Windows search. See here. So any person whose name starts with J, and these quotes are not good, I can view them from my eye. Say Jones and James, both will come. For some reason, if I write JA here, only James will come. Just a moment. I'll do a clear. You can see like this. Or if I just write percentage A%. So any E name where A is there in the name, Ellen, Blake, Clark, Ward. So at least one A is there. Adams, James. So this is the percentage alike operator. Then there are these comparison operators. Equal to, not equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to, all these mathematical operators. Say, see here, where ename, not ename will EMPNO is greater than, let us say 7499. I write order by have to do a clear and run again. Where EMPNO greater than 7499 and order by, and if I test the greater than equal to operator, so it starts with 7499. So all this is, as you could see here, these are mathematical operators. And mathematical operators can also be used with the OR value. Select star from EMP where EMPNO is less than 7368 or EMPNO is greater than 7901. Let's see. So two values have come up. Guys, please confirm if you are able to run these select statements. Rahul, what about you?
I was working on the like statement, but I will now try this clear statement.
Okay, good.
The
good.
one that you just
what is the count star for both the tables for your schema?
Need to check.
You can check the count star and let me know.
So for the employee record, I am getting 14 rows.
Good.
I have applied the command select start from M. Let me do it for the department.
DPT, yes, yes.
Getting 4.
Okay, so I think so far you have made good progress. Okay, Samir, what about you?
So, Vijay, this is my screen. This is Ahmed here.
Okay,
So
okay, Ahmed.
I'm getting this error.
What is the error? Okay, I'll tell you the error. Please understand. So we need to be a bit particular. As we gain experience, we will know. You see, it is saying invalid character. So somewhere some invalid character has got introduced in our syntax. So if you see quotes around a percentage, as we have done this copy and paste, maybe the problem of copy and paste, maybe the problem of the Word file. Just you revise the quotes which are around this a%. You have to revise them. Instead of colon, these are some straight quotes. Yeah. Yeah, this one will work. Yeah.
Okay,
So
thank you.
as we practice, we will get to know where the error could be. And you see, while we work as a business analyst, knowledge of SQL empowers us. Now, let us say we are working alongside the development team, so we will not be dependent on them to investigate every small thing. All we need is basically access to the SQL prompt. Cool. And then these are simple mathematical operators. Now you can run 14 rows. You have inserted so many rows. So Samir, how has been your progress so far?
Well, my count is 12 and employee count is 12 and I was practicing the select statements in your Word file one by one.
Okay. So count does not matter much. Whether it
Okay.
is 12 or 14, it does not matter much. All we need is basically to understand these select queries.
Yes, so I have been going through all the select queries one by one, which is there in your Word file. So
Yeah.
I'm checking them. No errors until now for me.
Okay. Good.
Okay, Vijay, I have a small question here. So
Please.
here, why is it showing 10, 30, 40, and 20 instead of in sequential order?
So you see, if you want to see it in the sequential order, you can write order by order ORDER by DPTNO. The column. Now you do a run. Now it looks better.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So I will share my screen. Finding null values. Now null values or investigating null values is very important. Say for example, you cannot have a null value, say for example in the employee name. If you have an employee number, against this employee number, there has to be some employee name. Otherwise, your data will have this problem. So this is it. Clear and Control V. No data found because you see all the employee names have got name. But for this, let us come back to the constraint when we have created the table. Nowhere we have mentioned that ename is not null or job is not null. In fact, if we would have wanted, null values could have got inserted. In fact, for commission, there are some null values in our table. See here. Select star from EMP. See, this is null value. These are for com, these are all null values. Where com can you see? So is null and is not null, these two are utilized to investigate whether there are some null values or blank values in certain cells in a given column. It is also important. And as we investigate null values, we need to basically provide, if there is a case, we need to provide proper value and update the column, that particular cell, and add it with the proper value. So the data should make sense. Otherwise, if there is garbled data, it will not, it is more of a headache than anything else. Last statement which we take up today, and then we basically open the class for discussion. Update.
Sorry to interrupt.
Please
can
tell.
we have a quick recap of the equal statement, if you can present, please?
Recap of
equal command.
This one? This one? Equal?
That is 7.5.
7.5 is this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Equal is this one only, one and the same. This is equal. All these are mathematical operators. Like this. Clear. Select star from EMP where ename is equal to James. This is the equal operator. This is what you wanted to see?
Yes. I was running it the same way, but I was not able to get the result.
Okay, must be some syntax error.
Is it because of the case sensitive? Because I used it in the small letters, the EM.
So you see here the instance which is provided to us is the data values are case sensitive.
Okay.
Yeah. So last but a very important command for today is the update statement. And the syntax is update, set, and where. But one thing which you need to remember all the time, that update statement is always run with the set and the where clause. With the where clause, because if you do not use the where clause, the whole EMP table, the ename cells will be updated to Vijay. Be a blunder, because we will not wish to, you see, have all the employee names as Vijay. Somewhere where we would have made a spelling mistake, somewhere we would like to have a correction, we are making this change of name. So remember the syntax: update, set, where. update EMP, set ename where employee number is equal to itna. And now you know, say for example, if we are to change our password behind the scene, this update statement will run. And you can now check, select star from EMP, order by, I am just giving you the order by ename, DSC, before descending, and a colon, and we select this and we run this. See, Vijay is here. Where employee number is 7900, the ename has been updated to Vijay. Update, set, where. So where clause should always be provided. We are here. Now what we will do, for now and for today, we stop here. And we will continue with our SQL journey on 27th of April, Sunday. So you have the full week to practice. But right now, let us have a recap and let us discuss if you have any questions. Yes. Ashish, you have been so quiet.
Sir, I joined, lately. The starting was already progress, and so I just missed the initial important part. So I would just want to go for a quick recap first with your video, with the recorded session, and I'm sure that I'm gonna cope up with that.
I am confident.
I'm quiet because I missed the initial part of this today's lecture.
Not an issue, not an issue. Yeah. Okay. Samir.
Yes, Vijay. It was pretty good, but I just need to practice all the commands what you have taken us through. So
Yeah.
maybe I will come some issues, errors, and I will come with my doubts the next time. Yeah.
Sure. And you see, we will continue with this SQL journey on Sunday the 27th also. So there is still lot of practice and something more to
Yes,
cover.
there are a
Yeah.
lot of commands which we cannot do it all in the class. We'll go
Yeah.
through it. One
And
thing,
I will,
up to for a business analyst, up to what extent an SQL knowledge he should be having, like he should be having uh, uh, also the in
what
creating the tables or just retrieving the data from the tables.
I'll tell you. When I started my career, a business analyst was expected to possess on, you see, some real on client sites where some real action was going on, was expected to possess database administration, first level DBA knowledge as well. And I will explain why it was required. Uh, it was required for the fact that, you see, the real-time networks was not available. So if someone is working, say in early 2000 or in late 90s, if someone is working out of Singapore or Tokyo or New York, people can't support them remotely. So he who is on the client side was on his own, and he has to handle everything. Today, remote login is also possible, and so many things are on the cloud. So because things are on the cloud, a DBA may reside in one city and support the application. So a business analyst, so the burden on the business analyst has become much lesser when it comes to, say, handling a database or writing SQL queries on the live environment. About having said that, SQL is essential for a business analyst because you never know on which project you see, you are expected to do to have these technical details. So expectation is much lesser these days, but whatever you know will be handy, and someday you will utilize it.
Okay, Vijay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, Ahmad, what's your question like? Any question from your side, Ahmad?
I'm good for now, Vijay. Thank you.
Okay, okay. So so for now, I close the session, and this recording will reach you, so you can go through the recording. I will also share the PowerPoint, and that's it. All what you need now is basically to explore during the week and just go through these commands and understand these commands. We have a lot more to learn that we will continue next week.
So, Vijay, so next week when we reconnect, we'll do SQL on Sunday, and then on
Sat-
Saturday we'll be working on.
Saturday we will be working on requirements or some other topic. Hopefully stakeholder analysis plus requirements.
Okay, got it. Now, is there anything apart from going through the material that we've covered this Saturday and Sunday? Is there anything you would suggest that we do before the next class?
I suggest you just cover whatever has been taught. No need to cover anything upfront. Whatever has been taught. So say, for example, we have gone through the business analysis essentials webinar that you cover. We have also captured this, the gist of requirements, basically how to prepare, work on requirement catalog, etc., the requirements process, the requirements catalog, functional and non-functional requirements, non-functional requirements like. So you just go through all what has been covered. That's what I
Okay.
expect. No
And
need to, yeah,
another
no,
question on the side note, this
yeah.
meeting ID can't is it not possible to use the same meeting ID every time? Do you have to
Oh,
create a new meeting every time?
that will be better if I create the same meeting ID. Only thing is I have also for economy I have shifted from GoToMeeting, which has been my software meeting software for last 10, 12 plus years. For economy, I have shifted to Teams only recently, but it seems Teams is also having some very good features. But for the meeting ID, I need to investigate. If that is the case, I will do that.
Yeah, because
I
every time for before every class, if you are sharing the meeting ID, sometimes we have login issues for whatever reason. Like today, for example, the meeting ID was not working for me. It kept saying that it couldn't find the meeting until I entered passcode. Only after I entered passcode, it was able to find the meeting.
okay. I got you. So I will see if the meeting ID remains the same. Earlier, you see, I was having a standing meeting ID which was gotomeet.me /Vijay Shukla on my earlier platform. But since I have already subscribed to Microsoft Office and in the my Office 365 subscription includes Teams, so I am utilizing this at the moment. But it has got, you see, Teams has got so many wonderful features. It is a powerful platform. Only thing is we need to leverage it. So I'll investigate if I can have a standing meeting link.
Sure, thank you, Vijay.
Yeah. Rahul, anything from your side?
Yeah, one question. Uh, the Oracle SQL that we are using, that is something we are working in on the web application. I had gone through some tutorials earlier which required I believe it was the PostgreSQL setup, which is supposed to be downloaded as a desktop application and installed and perform the operations into it. So
Okay.
over the period, are we going the same path in Oracle, and do we need a license for this and all? Just if you can
You
help us on
see,
that part.
if you install anything on your desktop, you may need a license, and that is not advisable. Why? You see, these are resource heavy applications. So if it is available on the browser and if it is available from Oracle Incorporation itself, no need to go anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So that you see, that kind of solution was the solution of years like 2005 or 2000 or 2010. This is what you should utilize now.
Okay.
Yeah. So friends, I stop the session now. We remain connected on WhatsApp, on the group, and you are welcome to share with me your queries, and we meet again next week. Yeah. Thank you.
Vijay, just a small note
Tell me.
before we close.
Tell me.
My
Tell me.
request to share the presentation before the class so that we can go through it. Your agenda for the
Sure.
session.
Sure.
Okay?
I'll do that. Yeah. And by the way, I have provided you access to the presentations. Now, if you do a login again on the portal,
Okay.
on the portal now you have access to two courses. One is the full-fledged business analysis course, which has got videos, quizzes, download material, etc. And I have added one more course. That course is having all the presentations. Just in case you do not find any presentation there, you let me know. I will upload it.
Okay, sir. And you will be following the same content for your training session, right?
Almost the same.
Okay.
Because you see, every time when I get into the class, I make some changes.
That's agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So if you do not find any presentation there, just let me know. I'll upload it. So that is the central repository. Yeah.
I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, friends. Thank you. Bye bye for now. Thank you, each of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Everyone,
Thank you. Bye bye.